Hi! In this video we are going to give a brief introduction to Git. That is a special software that we are going to use for programming and for controlling the version of our code. So basically Git is a version control system that allows us as developers to manage and track changes in the software that we write. In this case, Git is very useful, especially when we collaborate with other developers in a team project. In this case, this software allows us to control what part of the code writes each one and how this code is combined. The Git can be built as a distributed architecture, that is, several persons can work in the same project in different computers. So one person can write some code, one other person can write other code, and then this code is combined into one. In our case, at this point, we are working individually, but Git is also useful for us at this point, since it allows us to track the very modifications that we carried out in our code in order to retrieve previous versions or to use our code in other computers. Git allows us some functionalities in order to manage the code by adding some labels to some points of our development, to put some messages in order to understand which version was at what time, and so on. And also is very useful for solving problems or bugs in terms of computer science when they appear. So this is, in summary, a very useful tool. The basic concept of Git is snapshot. And a snapshot represents a picture of the state of the files of our project in a given moment. So here, let's say that we have a project with 3 files, A, B, and C, and we take a picture of this folder, let's say, with the state of these files at this moment. And we create this snapshot 1 as the first version of our code. Then we are writing these different files, and especially we modify file A by adding some instructions or deleting some instructions, and also we modify file C, but changing some of the code. In this case, the file B is not modified from the previous version, but we take another picture at this point. We create a different snapshot. So this snapshot refers to how is the code at this point. And then this snapshot is created by considering the previous snapshot. In this case, file A has been modified according to the previous state, file B is not modified, and file C is modified according to this, for example, adding or deleting something. These snapshots are created over time and can be retrieved at any point. So, in order to create a specific snapshot, we use what is known as commit. Committing changes are creating a snapshot at this point. We'll see in next slides. Basically, when we create snapshots of our code, we see these snapshots as a tree. Here you can see the root snapshot that defines 3 different informations. 2 files, the file new.txt and the file test.txt. And then we have another folder here with some information and some different files. So each time we create a snapshot, these snapshots are referred with a hash code. This is a unique identifier in order to differentiate one snapshot from another. So if we write code and we have hundreds or thousands of snapshots, each one will have a unique hash code. So According to this, Git defines three different areas of working. On the one hand, we have the working directory that represents the folder where we have the files of our project. Inside this working directory, there is a .git directory that is known as the repository. This hidden folder is used for store information of our snapshots and is information that is used by Git. We can use this folder in order to perform advanced operations, but in this course we do not take our hands inside this folder. And the third part, the third component, is the staging area, that is the area for the preparation of the next commit. So the typical workflow allows us to add files to the staging area, that are those files prepared for the next commit, and then we can commit these files that are in the staging area to create a new snapshot, and this information is saved in the repository. So in order to perform these operations, Git defines different comments, such as the ones that you can see here. First of all, at the very beginning, we need to create a very brand new repository. This is carried out by using the git init command. This creates the .git directory and initializes the repository with the needed information. After initializing the repository, we can perform operations such as git add in order to put files into the staging area for the next commit, and this can be carried out by adding here the name of the files that we want to add for the commit. It's important that these files should be files that are created or modified from the previous commit. Otherwise, we cannot add files that have not been changed from previous snapshots. Or we can use the dot symbol in order to add any file that has been created or modified. Then, when we have some files in the staging area, we can perform the git commit operation that creates these snapshots according to the changes that we put in the staging area. The git commit needs some message used by the flag m, and this message allows us to track which changes has been carried out in this specific commit. And then we have another command, that is git checkout, that allows us to retrieve the state of a specific snapshot. Basically, the use of this command is by typing git checkout and the hash code of the snapshot that we want to retrieve. So, by using these operations, the typical workflow of working with Git is this one. We are working in the working directory with the files of our project, and we perform the add operation for adding those files that we want to add in the staging area. Then the files that are added to the staging area can be committed by the command git commit, and then these snapshots are created, is one for each commit. At any point of our development, we can use the git checkout command in order to retrieve the state of a previous snapshot. So, Git is a very powerful tool for working, even in the very early stages of learning programming. Thanks for watching.